Hi everyone, welcome to 369 Mystical Tarot. This is for the sign of Libra. Let's just clear the space with some sound energy and then we'll get to your reading. Alright, this is for the Lionsgate portal for Libra. Dear angels and spirit guides, dear God, dear cosmos, please align the past, present and future, the elements seen and unseen for the sign of Libra. Dear angels and spirit guides, dear cosmos, dear nature, dear God, please align the past, present and future, the 5 elements and the elements unseen for the sign of Libra. Dear angels and spirit guides, dear cosmos, dear nature, dear God, please align the past, present and future, the elements seen and unseen for the sign of Libra, and guide them. What do they need to do? What do they need to know? What do they need to do? What do they need to know? What do they need to do? What do they need to know? What do they need to do? What do they need to know? How I do these readings, I divide the cards in a 369 pattern. So 3 rows, 3 columns. The first row has like 3 cards, past, present, future. The next row has 6 cards, again past, present, future. Likewise the third row, but it has 3 cards each. So these are 369 readings. The first row represents the dominant energy, the 3 cards. Then the next 2 and then further next 3 cards show us the progression of it. So many cards is flipped. Alright. For the sign of Libra. For the sign of Libra. For the sign of Libra. Alright. Libra, you are an air energy. Swords are like your second tool. Even if you try to balance relationships, it's often that you need to struggle in terms of relationships. That's what you are born to learn, to balance your own self and not bother much about relationships. You progress into the card of Scorpio, into the sign of Scorpio, which is a water sign. From air you become water. From over indulging yourself into everybody, over offering yourself into everybody, you progress as you grow. You tend progress into becoming a Scorpio that is staying mysterious and staying in your own zone, and even dark sometimes when somebody does wrong to you. But that's ideally how one progresses, when one actually focuses on progression. Libra in itself are like a sign of air, very classy, very much into art, and quite idealistic, and too much dedicated to society in some way. Alright, let me show you your spread first. Okay. That's your spread. I'll try to do some setting in further readings where my face is not really seen, but just the cards you can see. Anyway, so yeah, in your past, the dominant energy is of strength, the Three of Pentacles, the Justice, which is your own card, which is the 11th card of the major arcana, Ace of Wands in reversal, the Fool in reversal, and the Six of Swords. In your present, Knight of Pentacles as the dominant energy, the Devil in reversal, Death, Three of Cups, Nine of Cups, and Five of Wands. In your future, there is Four of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, Seven of Wands in reversal, Eight of Swords in reversal, Seven of Swords in reversal, and Page of Pentacles. Alright. So in your past, Libra, you were, no matter what situation was happening, you had this strength within to even tame the lion or the wild creature or the wild situation in your life. Just with your love, just with your softness, with your emotions, you could tame any kind of situation with your softness, with your love, emotions. You just knew how to tame the wild. And you had Three of Pentacles. So there was a community expecting a lot out of you, but you were in either pouring into your own cup or not really sharing much with the community, because it is not essential. You already overdo it, I know. Libra people just tend to donate everything to everybody, but just in your past, for some time being, you were not really being excessively generous. Either you were pouring in your own cup, or you were not giving to everybody around, was your energy. Then that can be because of the sense of justice that you had in the past, because you understood maybe that who really needed your resources, your time, your energy, and who didn't. Just at that time in your recent past, you were quite selective about what you were offering to whom and in what amount, and you had this rationality, this sense of justice within you to totally rationalize and understand who needed how much out of you. Nobody was able to fool you. However, you could... Just a sec. There's this alarm. So you could have had this Ace of Wands, which is like divine's blessing, but it came in reversal because of some reason. So the Ace of Wands represents like whatever you want, you get it, like just with divine's grace, divine's blessing. But you were very close to achieving this ace, like whatever you wanted, whatever you could have manifested, anything you wanted, but you failed to do that because it came in reversal. And instead of being a fool, instead of being at the beginning of a journey, you didn't really allow yourself to begin a new journey maybe. Like, because you were able to tame a wild situation, you had this sense of justice, you were understanding whom to help, whom not to help. You just decided not to undergo on a new journey with the surrender that was required, because you did undergo this journey. There's the Six of Swords, where this guy is taking a motherly figure or a loved one, somebody dependent upon this guy who is very strong, to the calmer waters regardless of the swords around. But so you could take this journey, however the surrender was missing, because the fool, even if the fool has this carefree attitude to do whatever, and then the divine guides this fool to not take another step which may make him fall down to the in the ditch. And in his bag he always has all the pentacles, all the aces of pentacles, of wands, of all elements are there in his bag, and he has this power to bloom any kind of plant, manifest any kind of reality. But it came in reversal because that surrender maybe was missing in your life. And because you maybe over relied on the sense of justice in your own head, you maybe for a time being you lost this faith, or this, you couldn't register or understand the divine that was ready to bless you, or you couldn't receive the blessing because it came in reversal. All right, that was your recent past. In your present, maybe you were unable to understand, but then you had this sense of justice. But I don't know the reason behind why you didn't get this divine's blessing. And even if you took this journey to go to the calmer waters, to maybe physically, metaphorically, or spiritually, like from one sense of understanding the world to another way of interpreting the world, maybe the surrender was missing in there despite of the journey. Or maybe you just, even if you took certain steps, but you couldn't really teleport entirely into the other dimension. You took the boat, but you couldn't really just take the leap of faith, I'll say. That is my interpretation. Then in your present, the dominant energy is Knight of Pentacles. Sorry, there was somebody on the door. All right. In your present, you have this Knight of Pentacles as the dominant energy. So that can represent, a knight is a messenger. Knight is somebody who brings out this news of manifestation, some good news. Or it also represents your own energy to create whatever that you need, whatever that you want, in the amount that you desire. So you may not be a king right now or a queen right now to manifest whatever that you want exactly how you want it in the amount you want it, but you are still building the platform. So that's the dominant energy. The further elaborating it is the devil in reverse. So nobody can harm you as such. Even if the people may be jealous, the devil may try to harm you in any other way, but it's in reversal. So you are not really getting caught in materialistic pursuits, or that can have two meanings. One, you are not really allowing yourself to get caught into any lies, treachery, or materialistic pursuits, and rather making your way, carving out your way further. Another can be that you lack the energy required to really do something, manifest something, right? Further, the next card is the card of death. So that is death of an old self, of an old old self, old ideas, old dogmatic orthodox opinions. So that is there. You must do it in order to manifest or get into the next platform. Maybe that was the reason why you didn't have this Ace of Wands in your past, because you, even if took this journey, you stepped on the boat to reach to the calmer shores, but you were unable to really surrender yourself entirely, unable to have this have this innocence inside, or surrender to the will of the divine. Right? In your present, it is now a must to let an old self, let an old belief die in order to have this new life where you're not really pursuing materialistic earthly 3D objects. Instead, you are allowing the divine to support you, guide you, bless you with its Ace of Wands. And once you do that, once you let an old self die, once you get out, obviously you're not even getting stuck in the devil's sins, and you are rather focusing upon your own Ace of pentacles, rather focusing upon what you have to build, what you're just focusing on, that being the Knight of Pentacles. And maybe a messenger also brings you some kind of news. If you'll take the news positively, there is a sense of celebration, Three of Cups. So there is a possibility of celebrating some kind of achievement, some kind of joy, happiness event along with your friends and loved ones in your present scenario. And you also have this Nine of Cups, so that means a person who is really content and happy in his present scenario with what, like relishing over the fruits of her or his efforts. And he has like all the relationships intact, he has all the emotion, he's content, satisfied individually, he's like in his own head, he's not really seeking any external support, any external anybody else from outside to come and support him, right? He's happy on his own. However, in your present scenario, there is also this card of Five of Wands. So that represents people trying to bring disharmony, people jealous of you, people trying to pull you down. Maybe that can be because you are allowing an old self to die. You are allowing, you're just focusing on your own life, and you are really actually celebrating for a bit, for a change, and you are rather content instead of seeking anything else, external satisfaction. So people who are jealous of you are trying to pull you down, trying to cause disharmony, trying to bring dishonor to your name. You must be aware of it, be cautious of it. This is in your present scenario. Then in your future, there is this Four of Pentacles as the dominant energy, which is, to me, is a very miserly energy, like misery, like people who try to, like, you can see it in a positive way or a negative way. Positively, like somebody who has like this Four of Pentacles is just controlling those Four of Pentacles, like I won't let anything happen to it, I'll just keep control, I won't let any penny go. But this can also be a very miserly energy, like, you know, this guy is just keep holding his pentacles very tight and not really using them, and just keeping them all in his old grip below his feet, and in his arms, upon his head. So he's keeping his pentacles. So can be positive, can be negative, can be like you are not letting your even a single penny getting wasted, or another can be you are turning very like too controlling. Then there is this Knight of Swords, further elaborating it. And Seven of Wands in reversal. So Knight of Swords is again kind of your energy. Knight of Swords is somebody who is ready to face head on anybody who comes to spoil his or her name, or anybody who tries to be an opponent to this person. The Knight of Swords just butches that person up, not like a king but like a knight. Can also be a messenger, can also be somebody who is bringing you some news, some kind of information that can be helpful for you, that can be useful for you, provided you pay your attention to it and utilize it instead of just focusing upon your materialistic pursuits or your pentacles. You are actually willing to utilize that information, then it can be beneficial for you. Or else these people who are trying to like spoil your reputation, you are now powerful enough in the future to face them head on, and roll with the facts, with logic, with proper reasonable facts. Then there is this Seven of Swords but in Seven of Wands but in reversal. So that in like upright, that would have meant somebody who is willing to take this leadership position and, you know, stand up for somebody, at least one person, one idea, one career, one craft and like leaving everything else. He's just picking up one craft and just focusing on that, or picking up one person and focusing on that. But in reversal, that can mean that the person has now realized that, like, lost hope even from that one craft, one person that he was supporting throughout. So that can also mean that, like, you're not really able to choose anybody or any particular craft, any particular relationship. You have lost this zeal to fight for any, pick up any one thing or fight for that. And then there is this Eight of Swords, but in reversal. So upright, it would have meant like if you'll see, there's this girl who's blindfolded, and all the swords are like around her. But in reversal, still not a very positive card, but that can mean that you're not at least imprisoned by external, like upright. That would have meant like you're still in dilemma and delusion, and a lot of people betraying you, and you are unable to really see what's happening around. But down in reversal, one positive interpretation can be like maybe the blindfold is off and at least you can see the enemies. Or it can also mean that you are not really in that zone anymore. So it can be positive in a certain way, like you're not in that zone, or else you can at least see the blindfold is off, but you are not in that zone per se, where you are not aware of your enemies, or a lot of swords are around you and you are also blindfolded. Maybe the swords are no more there, maybe you are not really willing to participate in that kind of situation, or else you are not no more blindfolded, at least you are aware of what's happening around you. Another is Seven of Swords, but in reversal. So Seven of Swords in upright position is somebody who is gradually taking out all the betrayals from his life and fighting them head on, and few are still remaining, but he's able to with facts, with reasoning, with patience, the person is able to relieve himself of any kind of betrayals or any people who don't deserve his energy. But in the reversal position, there are so you can reverse the situation. So the person is trying but is not really able to, can be one interpretation. Or positively, if not five, at least two of those opponents are still no more there in his life, right? So some kind of progress can still be seen. Overall, there are still opponents, there are still people trying to pull him down, but he's still trying as an air sign. All right. Then we have Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is not really a king, is a page ultimately, but is a very patient, very subtle and mellow energy, who is focused upon his one pentacle, who's focused upon what it is that he really needs to do in the present scenario, regardless of all opponents, regardless of whatever situations. And that's why we can say that even in the background, the nature, it's all peaceful, the trees, the nature, and he's just focused upon one thing, that he can be your religious or spiritual faith, can be your house, can be your career, can be one craft that you are really good at, can be your own the fruit of all the hard work of your lifetime, or just one thing that you really focus upon, that like, okay, this is something that is good in my life, and you're focused on that, leaving everything up, allowing the death of your old self for after facing everything head on, and not really picking up anything that no more requires your energy, just focused upon that one pentacle, that one tree that grew perfectly, that one thing that gave you that never ditched you in a way. So that's something that's like Page of Pentacles. So it's not king, it's a page. It's a very mellow energy, but a very peaceful energy. Ultimately, you are having peace. You are no more clutching all your pentacles, trying to hold on to your reality, trying to control your reality. You don't need to in your future, you have to fight a bit with the people, with your opponents, to eliminate this kind of the jealousy, the dishonor, the people who are trying to pull you down. However, you are also realizing who really needs your attention, who really doesn't need your attention, and you are able to get out of this situation where people were betraying you, get out of this situation where you often had to realize, dig out the swords in your life, and you are just focusing upon, finally you're focusing upon this one pentacle, which is offering you peace, which is offering you a blissful life, and you offering you peace around in your life, in your head, in your relationships. I hope it resonated with you. It's the first time that I'm doing tarot card readings for others, and this is for especially for the Lionsgate portal of Fico, your 369 Mystical Tarot.